Hoy sí que sí. Ay.
Don't start shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Or allow me to drop some knowledge.
We have to disagree. I saw the Sailor Moon outfit.
My very biggest sorries ever, my BMF army. I'm so sorry. I tried all I could try to save the audio to this video. Unfortunately, I was not able to. And now I had such great footage. I didn't want it to go to waste. So what I'm going to do is break it down for you. Everything that went on in this interview. I hope that this podcast does find you all in good health and spirits, despite what's ongoing in the world today. But I thank you for watching. Today I was accompanied by Straight Outta Project codename Wrestling's First Class, consisting of El Jefe, the manager Miguel Sosa, and El Hombre, El Johnny Santos. Also, the chosen one, Sebastian Cage, and the newest recruit, Big Cuzzo. Individually, I asked First Class to tell me a little bit about their wrestling career background, and basically, I'll start off with El Johnny Santos. El Johnny Santos has been on the wrestling scene for quite a few years, training under various people, actually wrestling all over the states. He's also trained under AEW's Santana from Proud and Powerful. Also, the chosen one, Sebastian Cage. He's been wrestling over 8 years, all over the place, over so many different people and talents. He's pretty rounded in the wrestling, business, and continues to also wrestle all over. He's super busy all the time. Definitely a big thing for him to have time to make for us for this podcast. And the guys were joking around and acting silly, making me laugh. They're totally charismatic, funny guys. Big Cuzzo has been wrestling over 2 years. He actually started with what they called the two-man faction, Too Good, and he's just now spreading his wings at the project on his own, and joining First Class now, which I definitely super support. So First Class has been making some enemies since signing with Project Codename Wrestling. I asked them what's on their agenda going forward at the project, and they made it pretty clear that they're there to take over, and do their thing and be at the top, and never mind what the naysayers have to say. When I asked them how do they feel about having so many targets on their backs, and their reply is simply, we're not worried about these people who are basically just hating because we have something to offer that they don't. Things along those lines. And how they're just focused on their careers and how to keep going the long distance. So I wanted to talk to Big Cuzzo, and I told him first I wanted to say that I'm a fan You have he has a lot of potential for great things. Now, you know, he was known for being over 2 years with Too Good. Only recently he's changed teams. I asked him to explain this news and how it came about, and he said it was a pretty natural thing. They asked him to be a part of this faction, First Class, and it naturally just really went well together. And I asked him, will you be exploring any singles competition from now on, aside from First Class Business? And to where he said, most definitely, he'll be in the action on his own and anything to do with First Class. And this is amazing news because, again, the four of these guys together it just goes kind of like the Four Horsemen, Latino version. But each one of them are fermented in the fact that they're gonna do big things together, and never mind what anybody else thinks or has to say. I can't tell you guys how annoyed I am that you cannot hear the audio. I promise you guys they'll be back in the future as soon as I can book them, because they are very busy. But I assure you, this is definitely a team to watch. They do wrestle at other, feds and stuff, but you can catch them at Project Codename Wrestling for our next show coming up in August 6th for Summer Clash, and that's gonna be fucking awesome. So I switched gears to Sebastian Cage, who shouted out Chris Cage, his cousin, from Project Codename Wrestling. I tell Sebastian I've been hearing a little birds from the locker room all the way to the audience talk about his ego is on 1,000 and saying that he's just a clout chaser. So I asked him what's his response to this. He immediately laughed and said, "Ho, ho, ho, hold on." Who's saying this? And I was like, my sources are reliable, but I'm not going to reveal them. And his response to this was simply, people could think, and even Johnny El Santos got in on this, like, please, these people, they just have nothing to talk about because they can match our abilities and capabilities in the wrestling business. They like what they see, and they want to mirror that. There's always going to be haters when you're doing the right thing. And that was pretty much the overall, answer I got from all of them, was that they're not worried about anyone. They're going to keep going strong. And, haters are going to be haters, basically. Because they are amazing to watch and look at. Here was towards Mr. Sosa, El Johnny Santos, and Sebastian Cage. I just asked them, basically, how has it been since they've linked up together? The chemistry is definitely, high energy. And, when they come out, although, the bad guys, it's kind of hard not to feel that awesome energy that they bring when they come out. Now, they definitely said how it was almost like magic, them getting together, the chemistry that they do have both in and out the ring, and it was just something that naturally meshed well, and how they're having a good time, and they are seeing things clearly together, and know what they want to attack, and have a vision for where they want their career to go. As I wish them well, because I definitely am a fan of their work, and everything that they do bring to the ring and to the business when they are present. There's no denying it. Like, it's electrifying stuff, and pretty humorous that I laughed throughout this entire podcast. I then asked Johnny Santos, the people want to know, how has it been tag teaming with Sebastian Cage after being on the singles scene, after being part of El Bronx with Matt Awesome. And his reply is basically that it was a match meant to be. Kind of like getting together with one of your brothers, and that everything's been great and they've been dominating together, breaking through the tag team scene on the indie scene, which I definitely agree, because they are freaking awesome together, and they bring it. They bring the heat. They're over. Period. Whichever way you want to go, they're definitely over, and a joy to watch and a good time. So this interview actually took place a couple of days before Project Codename Wrestling's Exodus, Saturday, June 11th. And I had asked both Sebastian and Johnny about the tag team that they were facing for that event, which is a pretty reputable tag team, The Rep. They have been, kicking ass all over the East Coast. And I was like, their bite might be worse than their bark. And I asked them, how confident are you about taking the win, and what's your plan to do so? And their reply basically was, we're going to do what we do, and us come to win it and bring the pain. And they were pretty super confident about their ability to do so. They said that they have worked with, this particular tag team before, and that they were going to do what they had to do to get it done. And they didn't have any worries, that they had much respect for the Rep, but it was going to be their time to take them out. Piggybacking off of the question that I asked Miguel Sosa about him allegedly taking bribes at the project, I asked him, what is more important to him, money or success? To which his reply was, absolutely, positively, success. And his reasoning for that is that money comes and goes, but success can take you a long way. And success is definitely the gift that keeps on giving. And he kept reiterating the fact that money you can make, but money gets spent, it goes. And it'll keep coming and going. But success is something that once you have it, you hold on to it, and you keep making it bigger and bigger by building upon that. And I definitely agree with that. Although my asking him this question was kind of being sarcastically, undertoning the rumors about his taking bribes in order for people to get their way at the project Codename Wrestling. And you get where I'm coming from. But his answer was up to par. I definitely feel it. The biggest reason why I am a fan of Miguel Sosa, and I deeply respect his craft, because as a wrestling manager, you know, there are many great wrestling managers that came before us, you know, like Paul Heyman. He's definitely in my top five. Paul Bearer. What's with the polls? You know, there are a lot. There are a lot. And Miguel, I definitely, my favorite thing about a well-rounded person in the wrestling business is kayfabe, and Miguel is Miguel Sosa whenever he's supposed to be, and I definitely love that about him. My next question was for Mr. Sosa, and I asked him, "What can you tell us about all the rumors and speculation about you accepting bribes throughout your time as general manager at the project?" And you see pictured here Chris Cage handing Mr. Sosa an envelope, standing next to Big Cuzzo there. And, Mr. Sosa's response was, "Those alleged rumors are only just that. The picture was taken out of context. He did tell the cameraman to stop filming." And apparently, quote unquote, that was just something that Chris Cage owed him. And that's what he's pleading the fifth for. And, I leave it to all of you to speculate and have your own opinions on. Because that's just what it is, and that's it. And Miguel is also saying that, he does everything straight, straightforward, does know nothing, and he makes his decisions on his own, quote unquote. See, unfortunately, I didn't do nearly half the justice that First Class did for me during this interview. And again, my apologies for that. I do want to encourage you guys to definitely check out Project Codename Wrestling. You can find it on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Project Codename Wrestling. And they've got big things cooking and big things coming. And I'm definitely not just saying this. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not getting any perks to say this. You know the BMF goddess, and she's gonna say exactly what the fuck is real and how she feels. And if something sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. But the project got it going on right now, and First Class is a part of it. You definitely want to catch First Class in action. Definitely follow the social medias and follow these guys and support. It takes nothing. It's totally free, and we appreciate it. So definitely follow those, support, share, post, like them at least, and we definitely appreciate that. You guys, thank you for listening to me, and you already know. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. You won't be sorry. And I'm always looking for other people to work with, so definitely hit me up for that. And stay tuned. May the force be with y'all. Thank you. And don't forget to hit up Project Codename Wrestling on Instagram. The next show is going to be August 6th for Summer Clash. You won't want to miss this.